Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Caitlin. I'm a life and love coach who works with women and sometimes men to create happy, healthy relationships, find out what is blocking them, and find out why love can sometimes feel so bloody hard. Today we're talking about one of my favourite topics, and that is the steps you can take so you feel irresistible when it comes to dating and putting yourself out there. Because self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, knowing who you are, owning who you are, finding out who you are is one of the biggest things that I work on with clients. And I know that when it comes to finding love or the process of dating, it can be sometimes a little bit soul destroying. It can actually crush our confidence, or we can be trying to use a relationship to give us that validation and that security that we need, when actually first it needs to come from us. So I'm going to start by saying that you might not know this stat, but there is a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you are sat here today, that the egg and the sperm met and you got created as you. So you are so unique as you are. You are so individual, and there is a reason you're here. There is a purpose you're here. And of course you deserve everything and anything that you want. And when it comes to love, we really need to stop trying to compare ourselves and mold ourselves into what we think somebody else wants. We need to stop looking at the person next to us and thinking, okay, she does this. How can I be more of them rather than me? We need to stop being scared to speak up and have boundaries, and we need to stop people pleasing. We need to go on dates and not be afraid to belly laugh and talk about our love of Harry Potter or true crime or whatever it is that we are secretly embarrassed about, but also makes us who we are. We have to really start to get comfortable with being compassionate about who we are and allowing ourselves to truly be us when it comes to meeting other people, because the more you are yourself, the quicker you will realize if you are right for somebody and if they are right for you, the quicker your story, your journey with love will actually become. And for me, being confident isn't about being the loudest person in the room, because I'm certainly not. It's not about having to prove yourself or be this massive shiny person. For me, the idea of confidence and kind of solid foundations and solid self-worth means not molding yourself. So not having to adapt yourself to your surroundings in order to fit in and feel safe. Everybody likes to be liked, everybody likes attention, everybody likes to be thought of as attractive, everybody likes to have our ego fed. That's not the problem. The issue comes in when we try and mold ourselves to be liked, to get attention, when we start adapting ourselves to do that. So what I really want to do in this video, you can tell I've been writing newsletters, is talk about the steps you can actually take so you do bring that kind of irresistible energy to dating. So number one, this is going to sound like a basic one, but fall in love with the process of finding out who you are. Because a lot of us go into dating and finding love not really understanding what we need, not really understanding what we like, not really understanding what lights us up. And I do think that it's quite rare that we're given the space to do that, especially as teenagers or children. If we did have to maybe adapt ourselves in certain ways, or we've had relationships that haven't been healthy, it's rare we get to sit down and think, okay, who am I outside of love? Who am I outside of work? Who am I at my core? And this might look like, writing a list of everything from what music you like, what food you like, what's your favorite color, to really getting down to what your true values are, doing the work on that, figuring out what you need in a relationship, figuring out what you want. You might not have a 5-year plan, but you can really get a sense of who you want to be and how you want to feel. So start doing that work, because it will be a lot easier to create those boundaries later on, but also start filling your life with things that you absolutely love and that make you excited, that make you want to get out of bed. Plan those trips, stop waiting, do something every day that fills you, gives you a little bit of joy or a little bit of contentment or a little bit of space, because that person who is happy where they are, who is living life, who has plans, not only feels more attractive and feels better in themselves, but they are so magnetic to other people because it's incredibly inspiring. Number 2, I want you to start showing your worth by setting boundaries and having a good standard for dating. Now, this could look like, if you know you're somebody that people pleases or is too flexible or can't speak up, practice saying no, practice saying yes, practice not chasing, practice not changing your plans on a weekly basis, because chances are, if this is you, you do have a bit of boundary work to do. And you have to know where your standards are, where your kind of line is. So it also, when dating, might look like for you not texting people back after a certain time of night, not sleeping with people after the first date, not going out with people who don't want the same thing, not meeting in a private place, so keeping the dates public. Whatever your boundaries are, I want you to have a real think about what's going to make you feel safe and happy and secure when dating, and implement them. And we can do this in micro ways every time we speak to somebody. For example, if they text us last minute on a Friday night and say, "What are you doing?" My dog just smacked his head. You can not reply or say, "Oh, sorry, busy tonight, but it'd be great to see you in the next couple of weeks when you're free." Putting those steps in those places in to protect what you want and where you are. And number 3, I'm going to say, let's talk about the mindset that you can adopt. The mindset of dating, and the right mindset of dating, is assuming and expecting that there are people out there who are going to meet your needs, who are going to meet you where you are, you are going to find attractive and nice, and you are going to like them and they are going to like you. You have to go in with that attitude that there are plenty of people out there, and if somebody isn't treating you with respect, if somebody isn't meeting you halfway, if somebody isn't putting in the effort, you don't need to chase them, okay? This isn't about you having to make it work. This is about, if they're not right, you will happily find someone else who is. It's not about, treating people as disposable, but it is about you having your standards and your boundaries, and you expecting to be treated well. You expecting that there are people out there who are going to meet your needs. You need to become the person that would never be treated as an option. You have to become the person who wouldn't even cross their mind that this is what's happening, because you wouldn't put up with that kind of behavior. And that is all about the mindset of you being happy where you are, of you knowing that there are amazing things to come, you living the best life you can, you celebrate being single, you celebrate dating, and you go from there. So hopefully you can start to implement those 3 steps, and they will at least provide a lot of food for thought. But as I said, categorically go through, look at who you are, look at what makes you happy, look at what fills you up, look at your boundaries, look at your standards, look at where they're slipping, look at the behavior that you're doing, and look at your mindset and work out how you can start adopting that growth mindset and that mindset of abundance rather than lack. So please rate, subscribe and review. Any questions you have, please let me know. I'll pop my email address up there. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in.